Good morning, family. Good morning. This is Yo Javi, and today is July 23rd. 7:42 in the morning. 7:42. We're gonna get started. We're going over the Candlestick Trading Bible, and specifically the section that we're on is the psychology behind the inside bar pattern formation. Now, let me actually do something here because I'm gonna ask one of my kids to take the dog because, of course, she's new to the house, getting like broken into the house, so she just keeps barking. So I want to make sure that this is not a distracting environment for you guys. So I'll do that. I'll be right back. I'm gonna ask my son to take care of her, and when I come back, we're gonna be going over the psychology behind the inside bar pattern formation. Now, something weird has happened. Let me see something. I started talking, she got quiet. We'll see. If that remains, I'll stay. She barks, I'll ask my son to take her. So I don't know, maybe, just maybe, my voice might be reassuring to her. So okay, the psychology behind the inside bar pattern formation, page 140. That's what we're going to be doing today. Hey Vashi, good morning. All right, we're gonna be going to that part. How you feeling, Vashi? How's everything going? All right. And actually, before I get into that, let's take a quick look at the news. Today is Wednesday. Do we have any red folder news? Well, only one at 11:05 p.m., which I'm not going to be trading that. I'm not going to be trading that anyway at that time. So in the morning, New York session, there is, oh yes, I have to pay attention to this. Crude oil inventories. I'm going to have to probably wait until 10:30 if I don't see anything quality, because oil, this is red folder news for oil. If you ever trade crude oil, you have to be like mindful of this. You got to pay attention. Let's see how oil is moving real quick. So far it's been dumping, and now it's actually resting here, consolidating. Yeah, it's consolidating. It's not even a range, that's consolidation. Look at that tight range. So right now it's consolidating. So it might just wait until it'll probably move. I mean, it's only 7:45. So, but we have to pay attention to that. So I may only be able to trade after 10:30. Nevertheless, whenever I take a trade, I'll go live as soon as I can. As long as I can. So, but that's where oil is at. It is the only thing that I'm trading for now. Only crude oil, and all of this here is part of that. It's part of oil, but the instrument, specifically the sticker that I'm trading here, is MCLU 2025. So yeah. But going back to the Candlestick Trading Bible, page 140. Okay, now how many pages? Like 3. Okay, we'll get through this. Let me just give me a quick moment. Let me just check on her because this is so weird. Like, she was just barking, and then she just stops. Hold on, I'll be right back. So yeah, the weirdest thing, I guess she is she heard me talking and she stopped, I guess. Okay. So the psychology behind the, now it just says the pattern formation here. The inside bar pattern formation. So the inside bar formation indicates a period of consolidation in case of a bullish trend. It reflects that the bulls are not buying any further on the second day. It is represented by a small black candle on the second. Okay, the inside bar. I was like, what is an inside bar? Did we go over an inside bar? So the inside bar is just the opposite of an engulfing bar. If I remember correctly, of course, this is going to show us, but if I remember correctly, it's just the opposite of an engulfing. So, okay, so that the bulls are not buying any further on the second day. It is represented by a small black candle on the second day after a strong uptrend. In case of a bearish trend, it means that sellers are not in control of the market anymore. It is reflected by a small white, well, green candle, I guess for us, a white candle after a strong downtrend, but at least in the book it will be white. Your understanding of the psychology behind this pattern will help you better identify major turning points in the market and time correctly your entry and exit. Now, just a quick moment, please. Santana, good morning. How you doing, brother? How you doing? How's your morning going? I have let's see. There we go. Boom. Okay. I realized I didn't even have my comments here on my phone, but now I do. I don't miss them. Boom. Santana says, morning Vashi, how you feeling? Yes, we definitely want to know, like, we definitely want to make sure you're getting better and better and better. So, okay. How to trade the inside bar candlestick pattern. So the inside bar can be traded successfully in trending markets, particularly if the market is moving strongly. Because the formation of this price pattern provides you with a great opportunity to join the big move. This strategy is what? Very simple. You have to identify a strong trend and wait for the formation of an inside bar pattern in line with the direction of the market. The formation of this pattern indicates that the market pauses before making its next move. This will allow you to enter the market in the right time and make what? Big profits. Of course, we want to make big profits, right? Big profits is what we want to make, and the book is giving us different ways of attaining big profits. I need you to know that you don't have to do everything that we have been learning up to this point. If you just pick one thing, now that's if you don't learn supply and demand from me. Let's just say that you went through the course, you like supply and demand, then you don't really have to, and I'm not saying that this book is pointless. It's not, because it's actually helping me read the market better, read the price action better. So when I trade supply and demand, I'm actually aware of these different things. I'm actually aware of engulfing bars, the pin bars, evening star, morning star, shooting star. Like, I'm aware of these things that may form even inside of a supply or demand zone. So this book definitely, like, it's even helping me out greatly. But let's just say that you did not go through the course because you're not part of the Discord or whatever. You could literally pick one strategy from this book and just master it. Like, you don't have to do all of them. Just pick one and master it. So see the illustration below to learn more. Okay, so entry after the breakout. Now, so the market was going down. So inside bar, you see this one is smaller than the previous one. So it's almost as like the previous one engulfs the new one. But of course, an engulfing candle is always engulfing the previous one, the one to the left. This one, the inside bar, is the opposite. You just flip that. So this candlestick is smaller. You see, like, the market's going down. This is a bearish trend. Now it looks like the candlestick is going to be the opposite. In the book is white. For us on the chart is going to be green. So it's almost like the market was going down. That's just having a one candle pullback, and then it just continues. So this small candle did not break this candle, right? That's how they're doing it. Boom, entry after the breakout. Hold on. I'm not gonna lie, I hope I'm not catching anything, but yeah, I don't know, like my throat's itchy. But okay, here I don't even see people, to be honest. Like, everybody that I see is mainly virtually, so I don't know. Well, my wife does go to work, so other people, I get it. Anyway, they're waiting for the market to break that inside bar candle, the low. In this case, the low, that when it breaks it, that's, you sell at that point. And then they did it again here. You see that inside bar is inside of the previous one. So the market pulled back, and once, and technically they're actually breaking this one, the first candle. It's just that here they were equal, but here they're breaking the first candle. Boom, entry, another inside bar. Boom, when you break that first candle, that's another entry to sell. We're gonna look at the market. I don't recommend you do this like this. I recommend you have at least you got different confluences, different factors that agree with your idea. Don't just trade this like this, because I could easily see this like the market consolidating, chopping, not continuing the trend. So don't just trade it by itself. I will say, like, even just looking at it. Okay, let me see the trading. So Vashi says the Trading Bible is a great book explaining the fundamentals, and I love it. That's why we're going through it. Santana, yeah, I was gonna ask you that. I'm going through the course, but way behind on the book because of work. Do I have to do both? Not just go at this point. Just go through the course. Finish the course. I will say go through the course first. Watch it twice, 3 times if you have to, because that's gonna give you a solid foundation. I would say then, if you have the time, then I will go through the Candlestick Trading Bible, because I'm telling you, it has a lot of golden nuggets, a lot of valuable stuff. It's gonna help you see the market in different ways. Like, it's gonna make it so that you really understand how to read, not just like one sentence or like one setup, but like the whole story in the market. Like, whatever the price, the candles are telling us, the story that the candles are telling us, that's what this book is really going to help you see. So, but if you can't, like, let's just say, because I understand as working adults, time is limited. As long as you go through the course, you should, and we're going to have our one-on-one, so you should be able to understand everything that we talk about on Discord. So even if you didn't go through this series, like, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna, you could ask us questions on Discord. You're gonna at least understand the setups. You're gonna understand all of that. But as time allows it, I would say, go through the Candlestick Trading Bible. If you can't go through the videos, at least go through the book. Because I know that the videos could be longer, and that's because I like to explain, give context, give my own take on things. But you could also just go through the book, and the book, you could honestly finish it within a week, possibly within a week. So if you don't have it, let me send the link just in case. It's free. That link is free. So there it is. I wanted to make sure you knew that. Like, okay, let's continue. So, okay, as illustrated above, the market is trending down. The formation of the inside bar patterns gave us 3 opportunities to join the trend. So yeah, they're just looking for opportunities to join the trend. If you also got in on the first one, this is another way to scale into the trade. Scale in means to continue taking the same position that you took. So if you're selling, you continue to sell at different points, just hoping to, but you should not do that unless the market is trending. Like, you got to have a strong trend. So, but if you are seeing a strong trend, that's a way to make your position, your position size or bigger, right? The size of your trade, making it bigger at different points, at different entry opportunities in the market. But I wouldn't recommend doing this if you're brand new to trading. Practice it. Like, you could practice on demo, but don't just do it right away on like a personal funds account, a life account, even a prop firm, because you are paying for a prop firm. So I would just say practice this on demo, and if you get confident, meaning that you understand this, when it works, when it doesn't, then you could do it like this. But you gotta definitely practice. If you are used to our trading approach, you will only look for selling opportunities. This way, you are not fighting big institutions and central banks. You are just trading in the direction that is favored by the market being everyone. You can place a sell order after the breakout of the pattern as it is mentioned in the chart above, and your stop loss order should be placed above the mother candle, mother, son, however you want to see it. Mother, daughter, mother, son. First one is a mother, the big one. I mean, it kind of makes sense. The big one is the mother, the small one is the offspring. So yeah, your profit target is the next support level. So the next support level, that's what they're saying you should target. See another example below. So this one is going up. We're gonna read this last part, and then we'll look at the chart. So just a quick moment. Okay. So we have an uptrend. We have higher highs, higher lows, right? Higher high, higher low. We could even say higher high, higher low. You look at this. They have the inside bar. So first, you're looking for that big, small candle pattern, right? So you need 2 candles. The first one is big. The second one is small. Big, small. So I guess color doesn't matter because they have 2 white ones here. As long as the first one is bigger than the second one. So once the market goes past, that the high of the mother candle, boom, you enter. So you buy. Happens again here, you buy. I mean, and technically you could buy here, get out. Like at this pullback, let's just say you get out, you see this opportunity again, you can't enter it again, right? Get out somewhere here, enter again. Like, those are ways of doing it. Now, if you're just scaling in, you're not getting out. All you're doing is you're making your position bigger every time you see that opportunity. But again, be careful doing this. Practice this a lot. I don't think this happens that often in this way. Maybe. I mean, I have to back test it. I may be wrong. From the chart above, we can see how this price action setup works significantly as a continuation pattern. To be honest, you are not going to take all these signals into considerations. You see, like, even the book, like, they're like, you know what? Like, I'm showing you something that may or may not happen in the market. But even if it happens, you may not take them all. So take heed. You feel me? Like, just be careful. I don't recommend doing this like this. Even the market is saying, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, you're not gonna take all of them into consideration. And that's because once you have gotten burned enough in the market, taking things that you thought were gonna work out as expected, you develop a respect for the market. If you don't have respect for the market will not respect your trading account. Does that make sense? Have respect for the market and the market will respect your trading account. The moment you disrespect risk, boy, will disrespect your account. Trust me, I'm saying this from experience, and it's not that I meant to disrespect risk or the market, but every time I just ignored it. Every time I thought I knew more or I knew better than the market, boy, the market went wick me out. Just wick me out. Boom, kept going. That happens. That happens to the best of us. So please respect risk, respect the market, respect risk management, respect your rules. Just respect. Like, if you have some respect, things will work in your favor. Maybe, just maybe, a lot of us, maybe, and I gotta include myself, right? Maybe a lot of us are not making money from trading just yet because there is something we are not respecting. And for me, that was clear. For me, was my discipline. I was not respecting that. Right now, I am respecting it. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I am not perfect. I am far from perfect. For example, yesterday I took a trade out of FOMO, fear of missing out. Now, I will say I only lost $1. When it comes to the ticks, I only lost $1. Now with the fees, it was like 3 something. So I think that was my smallest loss. And then I stayed out because I had somebody from Discord check me. Which, listen, that's why I love having the community, because I got checked. They said, bro, like, get the FOMO out of your system. Get it out of your system. And then I said, you know what? It's true. Like, they are correct. Today, I'm operating out of FOMO. So you know what? At first, I had said, I'm going to wait for one more trade. But once I got checked, and respectfully, you know, everybody's respectful on Discord. Everybody is. But we help each other out. So when they saw that a brother was tripping, they said, yo, get it out of your system. And I said, you know what? I'm done for the day. Because it's true. There is something today that's causing me to trade from a place of fear of missing out. So anyway, we gotta have respect for the market, respect for trading. If you lose the respect for trading is not gonna respect your account. So you have to look for significant patterns that form in specific areas in the market, such as support and resistance, Fibonacci retracement levels, moving averages, or pivot points. So reading the comments right now, Vashi said exactly, we will like certain patterns and look for them relevant to the strategy we choose. We only really need to be able to identify a few candles or patterns. Yeah, we don't need to do everything. And Vashi and I were talking about this yesterday. Like, we don't have to know everything. You learn one thing, one concept, one strategy really well, and just learn when it works the best. Like, do your due diligence, put in the time, and then you're gonna become the greatest trader at that one strategy, at that one thing. You don't need to know everything. So please, don't ever feel insecure when you're listening to other traders talk about things you don't understand. Like, don't feel insecure. You know what you know, and you will probably most likely know it better than they do. So for example, I might talk to what is it called? There is this something concepts, ICT concepts. I might talk to ICT traders, and they may talk about things I have no knowledge about. But then when talking about supply and demand, that when it comes to that, they're not gonna know supply and demand the way I know supply and demand. Now you might have people that learn both supply and demand, ICT, and now when I talk to them, I could actually learn something from supply and demand. Now if I want to learn something from ICT, I can, but just my point is, don't feel less than. Like, just don't. If somebody else knows something that you don't know, learn from them. But I'm telling you, there's gonna be something that you know that they don't know. So humility goes a long way. Okay, don't worry about that, because we will learn about the important trading tools that we will need to use in combination with inside bar setups to make the best trading decisions. And that's where it goes into the other chapter. But you know me, we're gonna look at the market. We're gonna try to find this pattern in an uptrend, in a downtrend, and see how it works. Just give me a quick moment. Yes, so reading the comments, so Vashi says, yes, right now I am respecting the psychology of trading and keeping check on my mental aspect. FOMO is definitely real. And I like that you said that, because you could know your strategy like nobody else. But I mean, well, your trading strategy, but psychology will throw everything off. I promise you. Like, if you don't also work on your psychology, I don't care how cold you are with your strategy, you will blow everything. You could have 10 wins back to back. You know what? Let's just say 20. You could have 20 wins back to back in like 2 weeks. That third week, you come in with FOMO and you let it take you and you let it win. One day could like literally erase all of those profits. It could actually put your account in drawdown, or you could blow your full account in one day. One day of bad trading psychology. And that brings me to this that I posted here in mindset. Let's go here. So hold on. Mindset right here. Look at what I saw this and I had to post it. It's not mine, it's not original, but I saw it. It says, I think this was ChatGPT. It said, discipline protects capital more than edge grows it. So you could have an edge, you could have a strategy, you could be the coldest person with that, but your edge is not going to grow your capital more than discipline will protect it. If you don't have discipline, your capital is at risk, your capital is not protected, and I'm telling you, you will blow through money. So that's why, like, I'm proud of you, Vashi, because you are respecting that trading psychology. So, and I say that to everybody. Yesterday I had a blip, right? I had a moment of boom, I got in, got out, right? But then I got checked and I stayed out. Now, I think that was a W. Recognizing, like, yes, I got checked, and then recognizing, like, yo, having the ability to say, you know what? He's right, she's right. I'm tripping right now, let me stay out. Me staying out yesterday prevented me from losing a lot more than $3. I've been here before. Listen, one time I'm gonna say it because I want you to learn from my mistakes. Remember what I always say. Hold on, and I always mess it up. I always start backwards. A smart person learns from their own mistakes. A wise person learns from the mistake of others, from other people's mistakes. That's what a wise person does. So because you guys and girls are all wise, learn from my mistakes. One time, I remember it was this year on my personal account, with my personal funds, with my own money. I took a trade, lost $12. And sorry, I looked down. For some reason, I wrote it down on my notebook. I lost $12, and I'm hoping my wife is not watching this segment right now. Because sometimes, like, we have an agreement. She's letting me trade. She's trusting me. But if I have a big L, like, she don't want to hear it. She just wants to trust that I'm going to figure this out, that I'm going to make it happen. So I didn't even tell her about this, so I'm hoping she's not watching this part. But I'm going to tell you guys because you guys are traders, and I want you to learn from my mistakes. I lost $12. I should have just stopped there. Just stop. Right? I didn't like to see the color red in my P&L. I didn't like that red. So I said, you know what? One more trade and I'll turn it around. That 12, I'm not going to say I remember exactly what it turned into, but let's just say it turned into minus 20. That minus 20 just pissed me off because I'm like, damn, like, it was only $12 that I lost. You know, minus 20, I could still make it back. And my DA, my dumb butt, right? I'm not going to curse on YouTube. Went in again because I'm thinking I'm going to turn this around. But my mistake was, and I learned this through that experience. I learned it. My mistake was that I thought I could get my money back from the same market that I lost it in. And you're not. What I learned is that you're not going to get your money back from the same market that you lost it in. If you lost it, it's probably because the market was not really trending. Maybe it started consolidating when you got in. So if it started consolidating and you get in again, what you think is going to happen? And then it starts chopping and you get back in again, what you think is going to happen? I kept losing my money to the same market, and that $12 loss, it turned into like $260 of my hard-earned cash. $12 to $260 in losses in one day. That had got rid of all of my progress, like literally all of my progress. I want you to learn from my mistakes. If you're not feeling good one day, like, and I'm not even saying like physically, but if your mindset is not right, if you're feeling desperate, don't risk your money. At least that day, don't risk your money. You're better off going for a walk. You're better off like going to the beach, right? Doing something else. If you're not near a beach, like, you're better off going to your favorite place. And don't trade that day, because I'm telling you, you will blow through progress. Forget about the money. You will blow through progress. And I don't, like, please learn from my mistakes. Do not blow through progress, because it's not even the money. It's really your mindset. Then, like, your psychology, it's harder to come back from that. It's going to hurt you more psychological to know that now you got to trade another month just to get back to where you were. I don't know. I go into like this little rant sometimes. Let me see, reading here. So Santana has said, when you hit those 1,000 wins, were those with micros or minis? That had to be with minis. Now, those $1,000 wins, that was on a prop firm account. That was not in my personal account. I want to make that distinction. I will be doing that in my life account, just not yet. In my personal account, just not yet, because I'm trading with micros. To hit $1,000 days, that most likely, at least as a scalper, that has to be with minis, mini contracts. So yes, that's to answer that. Santana. Vashi says, even real surgeons mainly use one type of scalpel. I think it is a number 10 unless they are doing something far more intricate. All scalping is relevant to the job. I love when people bring other perspectives, because I mean, obviously I didn't know that, but that's definitely something interesting. So I woke up to see a lad called Tori Trades, and yes, Tori Trades, I think she's awesome. I know who she is. I think she's awesome. I woke up to see a lad called Tori Trades crying because she feels lonely after turning 100,000 into 200,000. So we have to have purpose for the money, because it is really just a tool to do things. And I have seen a lot of her content. I think she is sincere. I think she does come from a great place. And what people don't know is that she's been at this for like 10 years, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So she learned from her uncle. She says it. It's not like me. She just says it all the time. I do have respect for her, and I don't respect a lot of these social media traders, but I do have respect for her, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why exactly. I watched one of her interviews recently, maybe a few weeks ago, maybe 2-3 months ago, where they asked her straight up, like, what do you, because she has a teaching business, mentorship, she teaches, she has courses and all of that, and they asked her straight up, like, do you make more money from your trading or your business? And she said it straight up. She said, I make money from my trading, which she does, but I make more money from my business, my teaching business, mentorship. So that right there, I respected that. Hold on real quick. I got a cough. I respected that, because she's being transparent. I don't have a problem with people making money with a business that's trading related. Like, there is people that there are people that say that you should only trade. I don't believe that. I believe you should have at least 7 streams of income. That's the general idea. To become a millionaire, you need at least 7 streams of income. So I don't mind like people doing other stuff. And technically, and Vashi and I were talking about this, having other stuff to do as well, it helps takes it helps take the pressure off of trading, because when you don't look at trading as the one thing that's going to just change your life, when you look at your life as a whole and trading is one part of it, then you take some pressure off of your trading. You start having better results, because Tori trades, she's having crazy trades. Like, even her trading alone will change anybody else's life. But remember what I said in one of my videos, one of my uploads. Lifestyle will be everything. Like, having multiple things, multiple sources of income. My goal is to use trading to fund other stuff that gives me a better and bigger lifestyle. So when I started thinking like that, it took the pressure off of trading. I'm still trading. Like, I'm posting my P&L every day. Like, you guys see it on Discord. Whoever is on Discord, you see it. I'm trading every day. You see that. But what I'm hoping to do is take that money from trading and reinvest into other things. Personal finance 101. Take profits and reinvest into yourself, reinvest into your business. Like, do that. Okay, going over the comments here, continuing. I watched Tori trades. Hold on, let me see. Santana said, yeah, I watch Tori trades, but her stuff really confuses me. She does a lot in her trades. Yeah, and that's why we all got different flavors. I don't like doing a lot. I trade supply and demand mainly. I do other stuff, but I don't really put those out there like that, because my bread and butter is supply and demand. There are people that do a lot, and I haven't watched her enough. I know I have heard her talking about support, resistance, and trends, like trend lines. I think that's like her thing, but I haven't. Honestly, I have watched more of her other content, like interviews and stuff, more than the actual trading, more than just the technical stuff. So you would know a lot more than me. Abachi says, losing a trade does not make us a loser. It is just a feedback to pay attention to our mindset at the time we are taking these rogue trades. We gotta know when to stop. Yes, because if we don't know when to stop, we're going to blow through money. And then Vashi said, you gotta stay transparent in this game, but most importantly, you must stay true to yourself. And even I appreciate, because Vashi and I, like, we have regular one-on-ones, and she does, I like that she gives me the other perspective. Like, she watches the streams and she has some great feedback, and I know, like, if I was tripping, she will tell me. So, and I appreciate that. I appreciate having people that I don't mind being checked. Like, if I'm tripping, I don't mind being checked, because usually you guys will catch me tripping, and I'll agree, like, you know what, you're right, let me tone it down, I started this way, things are like, and of course there's gonna be growth, things are going to change, but for me personally, I don't want to lose my transparency. I don't want to lose that, and just being myself, being honest. Like, one of the things I told myself when I started before I started streaming, I said, I'm only going to stream if I am myself. And it took a little bit, because once you have the camera on you and you're talking, like, it's not natural. At least for me, it wasn't natural when I first started. And even Vashi pointed it out. Like, she pointed it out how she saw me getting more comfortable over time. And because I still stay with that mindset, I said, I'm gonna be myself. Hold on real quick, let me take my son out. Okay, I'm back. I just had to take care of him real quick. But yeah, as I was saying, like, that's my main thing. I just want to remain just being myself, because, and I know this from watching other people, like, you could call them influencers. I'm not even gonna, I don't know, I guess let's just call them influencers. The people that really stick, the people that it's not even about becoming famous, but the people that have an impact, they really are themselves. Like, they don't try to be somebody else. If you try to be somebody else, like, people see right through that. So it's weird, because being yourself, to me, is a challenge. When it comes to like putting yourself out there publicly, it's a challenge. And of course, I have things that I'm not gonna just put on camera. For example, I might, in my regular life, I might say a curse word or two, but I don't want to put that on camera. I mean, number one, I don't want like YouTube, the algorithm and everything, to like, I'm not saying it strikes against that, but at the same time, I want to, I don't want to really offend anybody. There are people that are okay with that, other people that are not. And I'm not saying that I'm trying to be for everybody, but at the same time, I want to have respect. That's it. It's like, if my, and maybe she rests in peace, but if my mom was here, would I be talking like that? If my grandma, and my grandma's still here, but if she was here in front of me, would I be talking like that? You see, it's like, I still want to have a level of respect. I will still be myself in front of them, but I would need a level of respect that I want to bring to my audience. So that part, it's not that I'm not being myself, it's that I'm being respectful. But at the same time, I want to be myself. Anyway, let's look at the chart real quick. So inside bar, let's look for at least one or two examples of an inside bar. Now, I think my son's probably going to call me. Let me disable this. Inside bar. So the mother needs to be bigger than the son or daughter, whatever you want to call it. So mother is not bigger than this one. So we have a downtrend. Mother, it looks bigger, but it's inside. I need to see it inside. It's not inside, it's outside. So didn't see it anywhere here. Well, here. This was technically, let's see. There was a change of character. Like, it started being a downtrend, but then we have a higher high. So that was a change of character. But this is why you have to test this stuff, because here we have an inside bar. Right here, this right here is my swag. Okay, this right here is an inside bar. If you enter, at the break of that mother, at the break of the mother candle, put your stop loss right above it. Let's just say you put it there or here. No, doesn't matter. You would have had at least 1 to 7.8. So we see it happening in the market, but look, not without something weird happening first, not without a curveball. So we actually had a change of character, but the trend held and it just kept going down. But all you gotta do is look for a trend. You see, look for a trend and look for an inside bar. That's it. That's what this strategy is. So here, there is an uptrend. And you see, I'm not even looking at the color. I'm looking at the mother being bigger than the daughter and the daughter being inside. That's what I'm looking for after I find a trend. Here we have a trend, right? And I'm on the 5 minute. You could do this on any time frame, but you mainly got to worry about your entry time frame. When it comes to actually entering, is going to be off your entry time frame. Okay, we're going up. Is there a mother being bigger than the daughter? Right here. Now, up to this point, it was not an uptrend, right? This is all like choppiness, consolidation. But then here we have a mother bigger than the daughter, right? And the daughter is inside of the mother. You could look at it as a mother carrying a baby, or the baby being in the mother's womb. Right there, entry, stop loss right below, boom. That would have been one one target, which technically you will be targeting these highs. So that's a 1 to 3.5. Now you see, even though I'm seeing this in the market, it doesn't mean I'm just going to take it. Any questions about that? I mean, it's pretty simple. Pretty simple. Of course, you have to see when it works, when it doesn't. You have to go through all of that yourself. The one-stop trader, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Vashi, you had asked, do you place your stop loss and target at the body or wick of the selected candle when setting up a trade? Always past the wick. Like always past the high or the low. Like I wouldn't put it right, at the body. And I'm going to tell you why. Like I wouldn't do it like this. Like if this is like the mother candle or the entry candle, because I don't trade this. I trade supply and demand. I have the entry, but at least the entry candle, I'm going to go not to the body. I'm going to go, if it's for buys, it's going to be below the wick, like right below, not on it where it's like that, but at least one tick below. That will be where I put my stop loss. Usually I don't, and you have another option. Let's just say that this was a demand zone right here. It's not, but I'm just saying, if it was, your options is you could put it below the wick, and usually I go to whatever the lowest wick is, right? Let's just say that this was the lowest, but well, technically this was the lowest before this candle. I go below the wick. That's one spot, or you could put it below the zone. If this was a demand zone, you could put it below the zone, and those two are acceptable. The main thing is you got to put it at least below, or if you're selling above the wick, you have to do that to account for volatility. That's mainly why you're doing that, and you're not really putting it here. Well, I do things a little different now, and I explain it on Discord. I'm not going to explain it on YouTube because that's the profitability stuff. But for YouTube, for everybody out there, you're safe. Well, you're never safe in trading, but you're safer by putting it below the wick or below the zone. That's as much as I could say on YouTube. On Discord, you're going to see that I'm doing things a little bit different. I did explain it, but I don't know if I recorded a video saying it. I think I wrote it out, probably in the announcements channel, what I'm doing now with the stop loss. What I'm doing though is a lot riskier, but I have something else to compensate for that. So you could ask me on Discord, and if not, I'll end up doing a video explaining my new approach to the stop loss. But yeah, for this, below the wick, below the zone. Reading the comments. So I guess for a tighter stop loss, yes, and for a tighter stop loss, I don't go below the zone. Like that's something I don't do. I don't go below the zone, only because that's for me that's too much. So a tighter stop loss will be right there. Well, boom, right there. That accounts for volatility, and that's definitely one place that I would recommend everybody. Not if you're doing percentages. If you're trading by risking your account in percentage, then I would just say go below. Of course, then your target profit, your TP, your take profit increases. So you have decisions to make. But she said, hey, the one-stop trader, thanks for the reminiscence audiobook. Found it and listened to it all. Great advice. I have to listen to that. I'm hating right now because I haven't gotten the chance to do so. Vashi then said, okay, cool. I can relate to the reason for positioning those ways. Yes. And if you just look at my wins and losses on Discord, you're going to see what I'm doing. And when we have our one-on-one, I could explain. If I haven't put out a video explaining my new approach, I could have swore I wrote it. I think I wrote it somewhere on Discord. But I'll have to, update my strategy. And I have a channel, I believe, for my strategy. So this right here is probably here. Check here. If it's not there, at some point, I'll make a video explaining my new approach. And technically, it's an execution approach. But that's the lesson. Any questions? Any comments? Any questions? Any comments? Anything y'all want to talk about real quick? I have about a minute or two. So tomorrow we're gonna keep going, and let me actually go up. We're almost done. We're almost done. We're already in the last section of the book. I'm actually proud of all of us, because I never got through this book in the past. Doing it in the live streams, it forced me to get through it, and we're almost there. Tomorrow we're here. And who knows, maybe I take it to the weekend and we just finish it. I have an idea already of what we're going to do next. Of course, I think we're gonna take a break from just learning technical stuff, because we have enough, between the trading course and this, the Candlestick Trading Bible. We have enough. Don't ever feel like you have to keep learning a bunch of stuff. We're gonna start putting certain things in practice. That's probably next, but I have a concept behind it that I'm still working through. I don't have it perfect. Maybe on Discord I talk to you guys about it and you guys help me shape it. I'll probably do that. Maybe you guys help me shape it. But because of course in this channel we're always going to be forward looking, always gonna be looking to grow, right? So I don't ever mean to become repetitive or staying stuck in one thing. No, we're gonna look to grow together, and I know the channel, it will continue growing. I mean, right now, listen, we are at 492 subs. We're only about eight subs away from 500, and that will be a major milestone. So you guys liking the videos will help the channel grow. Every time you get in, just like the video, automatically that will signal YouTube engagement, that there is engagement. You guys watching, that helps the channel grow. So I want to thank y'all. As we're finishing up this last part of the book, I want to congratulate you. We're almost there. It's not over till it's over, but we're almost there. So I appreciate your time, Yo Javi. These lessons have been helpful. Thank you, Vashi, and you have been super supportive. I definitely want to shout her out. I mean, and she's been here. Santana's been here. Fernie's been here. A bunch of different people. And I know I changed the time. I had to do it earlier. So I know it's harder for a lot of other people to show up. Anybody, and I'm not going to put names out there, but there is somebody here that shows up all the time that hasn't been able to show up. Just keep them, if you believe, keep them in your prayers. If you don't believe, keep them in your thoughts. Send positive energy. We have somebody who lost a family member recently, so I'm not gonna put names out or anything, no details, because they didn't tell me I can, and I didn't ask, and I'm not gonna do that. But just keep everybody in your prayers, in your thoughts. Because listen, as we're learning to trade, as we're trying to become, as we're trying to achieve our goals, there are things like this that are going to happen. Unfortunate things, they're going to happen in your pursuit. So I want everybody to, and I don't mean to change the tone, but it's true. It's true. I want you all to, yes, take your time. When things like that happen, you got to take your time. It's going to be a blow. We're going to have different blows, different things that happen, but just remain. At least keep it in the back of your mind. If you can't get to it because something like that happened, keep it in the back of your mind. And when you're ready to get back, of course, get back to it. But we're all going to have different challenges. So please keep them. God, for me, I'm a believer. So I'll say that God knows who they are. I'll keep them in my prayers. Send out positive energy. If you don't believe in God, send out positive energy, positive vibes, because they're much needed at this time. And I hate to hear that. I know what it feels like to lose somebody. So, this is a rough time. It's a rough time for a lot of people. But besides that, any comments, any questions? Let me see. Yep, so Vashi, you have said the one-stop trader futures is new to me. I was in Forex, then quit for real. Hold on real quick. And then, yep, you are all in my prayers and intentions for the best blessings and healing. Everybody's dealing with life. Life is lifing for a lot of people. Life is lifing, but we're gonna stay strong. And I'm gonna be here for y'all, and I know you guys are here for me. So let's stay strong. Let's stay together through the ups and downs of life. Let's remain locked in as much as possible. Take your breaks when you need to. They're gonna come. I took a few months. I took a break for a few months last year. It happened, dealing with life, but I came back to it. Of course, I didn't quit. I was just dealing with some stuff. So, and I pray if anybody's going through anything, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. That's me. Again, if you don't believe that, I'm sending positive energy. So, and I respect everybody's beliefs. I don't push anything on anybody. I have my own, but I don't push anything on anybody. So, all right, no questions, anything. Okay, I don't see them. I'll put like a 30-second timer. I put 30 minutes. I meant 30 seconds. Yep. Actually, I guess I didn't really quit because I'm still here. Yeah, you pivoted. You gotta pivot sometimes, and in business, that's what they call it. They call it pivoting. You pivoted, and there are books. There is a popular book about that. As the timer goes off, let me see what that book is called. Oh, there's different ones about pivoting. Just pivot. I guess it's Jenny Blake, Barnes and Nobles. Yeah, I think it's this one. I haven't read it. I should read it. But that's what you did, and that's what I did from Forex to futures. I pivoted. We have to. It's business. But I don't see any questions, so thank you all for tuning in. This is Yo Javi. The world is yours.